Two things happened in 2008. First, the economy crashed, and second, the GTX 280 came out. And 9 years later, our economy's trucking along, and so is the 280. Now, I'm going to show you guys 3 games. We're going to go over ARMA 3, CSGO, and a brand new game called Holdfast. I'll be giving you guys the minimum, average, and maximum frame rates, and an overall description of how the game works. But anyways, guys, the card works well, and it has a gig and a half of VRAM, so modern titles are still doable at 1080p, and overall, the performance is mediocre. But hey, the card has 9 years, and it's kind of surprising, but it still works, so I hope you guys enjoy, and here come the games. Our first game today will be CSGO, and as you can see right off the bat, at 1080p medium settings, we are averaging almost 120 FPS. So if you got a 120Hz monitor, and you kind of want to play the game at 120 FPS, it's still a card that can do it, as long as you're willing to do medium settings. Overall, the game ran amazing. Guys, this card is 9 years old. CSGO, I think, came out 4 years after it, and although CSGO isn't that hard to run, it's running beautifully. Overall performance was pretty much great, and even when I maxed it out, and we went up to 16 times Q anti-aliasing, the average was still above 60. Look at that, 67 FPS. So yes, the card can handle a source game such as CSGO very, very well, and if you're going for any kind of like casual esports stuff, 9 years later, it's still an amazing card, and you can probably get one for ridiculously cheap, probably between about 20-30 bucks, or even cheaper than that if you're lucky. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and it runs pretty well. So, let's move on to the next game, which will be ARMA 3. And today's big surprise is ARMA 3. At medium settings, the game was very smooth at about 42 FPS, which I do consider smooth. When you take into account, this GPU is 9 years old. It's at the high end, but once again, it's only 9 years old. Actually, not only, it is 9 years old, so the game runs perfectly well, and it still looks beautiful with this card. If you want higher FPS, you can just lower the resolution or do whatever you want, but I think this looks perfect in terms of quality and the general performance that you get. Now, this also goes to show you that the biggest bottleneck with this card is the fact that it only supports DirectX 10. Many DirectX 11 or 12 titles will probably run on this card very smoothly, if only it actually supported them. But it only goes up to 10, sadly. And if we drop down the settings lower in this game, we actually find the FPS only slightly increased, but still, it does give you a slightly smoother experience. In a very realistic game, where rabbits can breathe underwater, which I don't know up until right about now, so yeah guys. But enough about ARMA, let's go ahead and move on to our next game. If you're a fan of Napoleonic Wars, if you enjoy epic battles, and you enjoy kind of better graphics than Mount & Blade, well, the next game's for you, and that game will be Holdfast. One issue though. There's no ground texture. That's right, in Holdfast, it seems the 280 is unable to render any kind of ground texture. That is trying to go with 2 different drivers, and also just trying to repair the game files, but nothing worked. The ground, it does not exist at all. But that also doesn't give you advantage, by the way, because people still disappear if they go over a hill or something. But the best part is, look at that! If we go to a Navy battle, there's no water, there's no textures. In fact, they all appear to be dark. Or they just don't exist. I have no idea what it is, but the game is sort of kind of playable in a way, so that's good. In terms of frame rates, well, if it matters for you after seeing this, we're getting about 22 FPS on average. That's not bad. That's kind of playable. The engine is very smooth at that FPS. It's kind of like Napoleonic Wars. If you ever played at 9 FPS, it was very, very smooth. So yeah, it's an enjoyable experience as long as you don't mind not having textures, you know? Then again, if you also want higher FPS, you can go ahead and lower all the settings down to the lowest, which will provide you an average FPS of about 36. Look at that. You're finally over 30. And guys, in general, I gotta tell you, this card is impressive. 9 years, and it's still a card that you could put in a gaming rig. Maybe not a modern one, but if you're just getting PC gaming and you want to pick up a GPU very cheap, it's a card you could definitely get. You might be able to get a 480 for about the same price, which I would recommend, because it does have a better DirectX support compared to this card. But overall, guys, outstanding card. It is amazing seeing a card like this do so well all these years afterwards, even if it fails at rendering anything in this game. Though I'm guessing that's less the card's fault and more the game not supporting a 9-year-old GPU. How dare they, I ask. But anyways, finally guys, I just want to say, moral of the video is, textures are a nutritious part of every single game. And also ARMA's rabbits might need to be patched. Yeah, see ya.